Hey, runners, happy Monday, February 17th. And for those of you here in the U.S., it's President's Day. Some people have the day off. I'm working today, but all is well. Um, I want to recap the last week or so. We've had some races here as of late. So welcome wherever you're watching from. I hope you had a great weekend and a great start to your week. It's a beautiful day here in Phoenix. The temperature here is in the low 70s, which is about average. We're going to get up into the upper 70s today. And as we get towards the end of the week into the weekend, we're going to climb to the mid 80s, which is warm for this time of the year. We're typically around 71. The mornings are still beautiful in the upper 40s. That will go up to the low 50s as we get closer to the end of the weekend. But all around, fantastic day. Some clouds out there. I'll definitely get outside a little bit here later on. But anyways, I wanted to kind of recap what happened over the last this past weekend and the weekend before. As mentioned, my wife and I had some races, starting with the race on Sunday, February 9th, which was also Super Bowl weekend here in the U.S. For any of those football fans out there. But it was a great time. And yeah, I'll let you know how that race went and then how the race that my wife did. I was spectating yesterday on Sunday. So let's go back to the race on the 9th, which is the Runner's Den Pancake Run. It's a race that's been put on for about 46 years. I've done it for about 7, 8 years, not consecutively. My wife has done it for probably about 10 years, and I believe consecutively on that. And she's won the double stack race about 4 or 5 years in a row. She had a streak, which was broken, I believe, last year with some faster runners out there. But it was a fun time all around. What the Runner's Den Pancake Run is, it's a 10K or a 5K, or, as the name implies, you could do both, called the double stack. The last couple of years I've done that, and it's a fun race. You can race it however you like. You don't have to be competitive. You can be competitive. It's a very competitive field. They do the 10K first at 7:15, and then at 8:45 they do the 5K. So typically there's about a 40-minute recovery for me. If you're faster, you get more time to recover. If you're slower, you get less time. This year the temperature was around the upper 40s. It was a beautiful day. I didn't really even feel a breeze. And so heading into this race, going back about 6, 8 weeks, I was putting together a training plan, and I wanted to shoot for 49.49. Just want to get under 50. Last year, I believe I ran 50.20 some. I did actually get a sub 50 in this race a few years ago. And the way I've been running and racing over the past 4 months or so, I've been feeling very fit. So I felt that under 50 that is, was definitely achievable. And so I followed, a training plan that I, designed myself. Also used some resources through the Macmillan Racing, which there is a particular 10K session that absolutely is spot on for me. Whenever I do these speed workouts, I'm very close, if not hit the target. And with me, my training runs are in line with the VDOT calculator. If you're familiar with that, the Jack Daniels VDOT calculator, where you plug in your most recent race and it'll tell you what your training paces should be, for marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K, what those speed sessions should look like for intervals, threshold, tempos, and things like that. So for me, it's spot on. For my wife, not so much. So it kind of varies from person to person. Just take it with a grain of salt. So we go back about 13 days before the race. There's this workout. It's a 3x2 miles at your projected 10K goal race pace, which for me was close to 8 minutes, with a 5-minute light jog recovery. And you do that, three sets, and it's a tough workout. But it states that if you can hit your goal 10K pace for that workout, you will achieve the time you're looking for. Now, is that a guarantee? Absolutely not. But for me, it's definitely something that I can achieve. So with that in mind, I did that workout, and my first two splits were 755. I'm sorry, 750, excuse me. And then the next two sets, 755. And then the next two sets, 8. When you take the average, it's 755. I've been training with some of my 10K workouts between 755 and 8. Sometimes it's a little bit faster, and other times it's a little bit slower, but pretty much right on pace. I was happy to say that I did the workout. It was a very tough workout, a little breezy, but I had headwind, tailwind, and some crosswind. So it was fair, an honest workout. And I felt a sense of accomplishment and achievement afterwards, knowing that I hit the targets. And if I run a 755, that's going to get me down to, like a low 49, 16 or something like that. With 12, 13 days to go, I was excited. So fast forward to race day. I put together a plan a few days before the race, what I wanted to run as far as my times. I wanted to run 8 minutes for the first 2 miles, 755 for the next 2 miles, and then the last 2 miles run 750 or faster if I could. And then the last 2/10 of a mile, just under that quarter mile, 300 meters or so, run about a minute 35. That was the plan. Race gun goes off, and I'm running 754 for the first mile, 758, so right at 756. I'm supposed to run 8 minutes. Perfect. I'm feeling good. Then I go 754, 751 with a 755 target. I'm at 753. Again, I'm right there. At the halfway mark, at the 5K mark, I think I was on pace to run a 49:40, 49:34, somewhere around there. And I was feeling good. I was feeling like I was working, but I didn't feel like I was ready to tap out. So just, halfway home. So the next 2 miles, I was supposed to run 750s. I ran 748, 746, the average 747. So I'm running about 3 seconds faster than the target. So I'm feeling really good. As I round the corner, I'm approaching the 6 mile mark, knowing that for me, when I get to about a quarter mile to go, I start thinking in my mind, okay, start getting ready to go. And I did just that. After I hit the 6 mile to go, I slowly ramped it up. I saw my wife on the left, friends over to the right. They were cheering me on, yelling loud. And I kicked it in. I had a nice little video of me coming through. Felt good. And I finished in 48:38, a 750 pace. So faster than what I was projecting. I thought there might be a chance before the race that I could get under 49, but I'd be happy. Anything under 50. And so I was just like to the moon, just so excited that I achieved that goal and then some. And honestly, it was a tough race. My fastest time, I think, it's crazy, like 20 some years for me that I ran that fast. I'm usually consistent in the low 50s. Last year, I think I was like 50-20. 2 years ago, I was just 49-50 some. So at the age of 55, I'm not going to be breaking, world records, but I can certainly run well, to what I feel is going to be close to maximum for me, as long as I give a good effort. And I did just that. I came in 5th out of 34 in my age group of 55 to 59, 57th out of 333 in males, and 82nd over 706 overall. So I will take it. I was excited. Afterwards, I saw my wife, who was excited as well for me. She had run a 40:41, which is a 6:33 pace. She took first in her age. She's a master's runner, a little bit younger than myself, but she took first in her age, fourth in her females out of 373, and then 13th overall out of 706. So we were both excited. And then we had the double stack shortly afterwards, which for me, I try to race it, but nowhere close to what I normally do for a 5K, but I still try to give it effort. I don't treat it like a cool down, although you can, nothing wrong with that. You're feeling almost lactic in the very beginning. And then my wife, she ran it in, I believe, just over 20 minutes. And she did the double stack in 1 hour and 56 seconds. And I did it in just over 1 hour, 13 minutes. And ironically, Bill Rogers was there, the infamous, the famous Bill Rogers, the Olympian, Boston marathoner. He was there. If you beat him, you got this ribbon that says, I beat Bill Rogers, which I will grab here on the wall. It's this little ribbon here. And so they hand it out to you if you beat him. I didn't know what he would run. I believe he's 77 years old. He came in like 1 hour and 13 minutes, which I was shocked. I thought he was quicker than that, but I don't know if he hasn't been running much or, he is getting older, so he's slowing down a little bit. Hopefully he's in good health. I never saw him, but I got the ribbon, and it was a fantastic day. So I got some pancakes, presented by IHOP. It's not the best pancakes, but it's free. And so I enjoyed it. And then the following week, yesterday, Sunday, my wife did the Lost Dutchman Marathon, which is in Apache Junction, which is about 40 minutes east of here, a little town by the Superstition Springs Mountain. Beautiful area, a lot of rollers, some gradual climbs. Now, my wife has the Masters course record, which was 3:08 in 30-some. She got that 3 years ago, but they never updated the website, and so it still has another person on there, I believe, with 3:10. We reached out to them just to let them know, might want to update your website, but they never did, so we didn't pursue it. My wife wanted to beat her time just in case they had that time in place, not the 3:10, just to be on the safe side. There's money involved too. You win $250 if you break the course record as a Masters. If you beat the course record, the fastest time, aside from Masters, I believe it's $500. So she wasn't going to do that, but she was going for the course record for Masters. And so her goal was really just get under her current record. She just wanted to get under 3:08. At the halfway point, she was going to average just under 3:06. And she was on pace, but then towards the end there, she was running around like a 7:04 pace, 7:05, and then she kicked it in a little bit. I saw her with about 200 to go, brought her in, and she looked strong. She ended up running a negative split. We both didn't think she was going to do that, but she did by about 5 seconds. And so she took first place in Masters. She was the first female, obviously. She finished in 3:05.39, which is fantastic. She had run like 3:03 in New York City back in November, just a few months ago. But this one is a tough course. She thinks it's tougher than New York City. She didn't find New York City to be that tough. And Lost Dutchman is a very low turnout. I think they cap it at 400 or 500 for the marathon. You got the marathon, half marathon, 10K, and an 8K trail race. So she got her $250 check. I was excited for her. So excited. She worked so hard for it. She fought through it. And it was fantastic to watch her finish. Ironically, she was the 4th overall in the race. So there are only 3 males that beat her. She had passed, I think when it started out, she was 16th, and then she cut it down to 12, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then she finished 4th overall, which that doesn't happen too often in a race, that you're going to be the top female in the top 5 or maybe top 10. So really excited for her. Fantastic day. We're so blessed to have good health and just being able to run and race well. We don't know how long it will last. We just go out there and enjoy it and never take anything for granted. So That's it. I just want to give a quick recap. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. I hope you guys are doing well. And definitely comment down below if you had a recent race or maybe you're training for an upcoming race. I'd love to hear it and where you're watching this from. We are set to do another race at the end of March, so we've got about 6 weeks or just under that. It is going to be a trail race. I think I'm going to do the 5K, and I think she's going to shoot for the 10K. It's in Sedona, which is about 2 hours north of us, a little bit higher elevation, and my understanding is that it is a tough course. Majority, like 95% of my runs are on the road. I am starting to do some trails in prep for this race, so this should be interesting. My goal is to not fall. Just have a good time. But I do have a time in mind. We'll see if that's achievable. Get some workouts in place. So anyways, until the next video, thanks again for watching, and have a great day. Take care. Bye.